everybody, welcome to Impossible Coin. This is Duck Sequoia. I would like to wish you all the happiest of Easters. The risen Christ, he is risen like so much bread. Happy Easter, Toots. How are you? Huh. Well, I guess Toots? Nobody left anything under the Easter tree for her. Neck hole?
Eat shit and die, Duckett.
Neck hole, I'm very shocked.
Shocked. Really? That's the word? You want to try that one again?
I was wishing you the happiest of Easters, and you come at me with this violence.
Yeah, I did.
Why neck hole? Happy Easter.
I'm sure we have a history that you have not forgotten, and we are not friends.
Neck hole, can we start over?
No. Why would starting over benefit me at all?
Because then you'd have a new friend.
I have a lot of friends. They're very good to me. You didn't even say anything on my birthday. I know you still shadow follow me on Twitter. You didn't say shit.
What's the shadow follow?
Oh my god. Okay, this guy. Why don't you ask your boy Elon about it? Oh, Teeks is actually not here? Oh shit. Teeks, are you really? Damn.
I'm hiding.
Oh, happy Easter, Toots. Happy Easter. He is risen.
Yes, Teeks has risen like Christ.
Like so much Panera bread.
I'm also off limits until sundown.
I mean, that's your business.
Happy Ramadan. You can't ask me about it, though. That's bad. I'm a woman. It's against the rules. Can't ask me about it.
I just want to make you both the nicest of breads. Good bread.
It'll be off limits until sundown.
And you're going to put the lettuce on it?
No, hold on,
not.
quickly. Mm-mm. Hold on 1 second. Duckett, what do you think good bread is?
Wheat.
Wheat.
Flour.
Uh-huh.
Water. Fire.
Okay, you know what?
Earth and
Duckett,
heart.
I appreciate the thought, but you keep your bread to yourself, I think. That'll be the best thing to do here.
What if it was like a nice loaf of like cracked wheat from like the Whole Foods?
From the Whole Foods. No, thank you. I think I'm all right. Appreciate the thought. Sorta, I guess.
And you could put some nice lettuce on it.
We should put lettuce on bread.
Crunch down on that lettuce.
No, it's gonna make it wet. Don't make your bread wet.
Yeah, don't wet your bread. Oh man, I was watching this show, Drink Masters, and there was a guy who was trying to make like a 3-course like flight. And like his first course was meant to mimic like the bread course in like French cuisine. And so he had like distilled bread water mixed into his gin. And he didn't win that challenge. It didn't work out for him.
So his solution for making a drink was to try and make gin taste like vodka?
Vodka's made with... If he's using distilled bread water, he's trying to make it taste like beer.
I guess it's also fair.
Do you know what happens on the Easter, the both of you?
Yeah, we watched the best movie ever, Prince of Egypt. And then I eat way too much candy. And then I help my nephew find Easter eggs.
And do you know that Jesus, he gets to the next level?
I feel like Jesus doesn't really do anything on Easter anymore. I feel like he just did the one thing the one time, and we all just remember it every year that time comes around again. Like, I don't think, like, I did, even though ironically Easter and like the spring festival is based upon are like festivals of renewal, I don't think it's a renewing holiday.
What do you mean festivals that it is based on?
Oh God, I don't want to do this with you, Duckett. I really don't. Like, can you just get Brian back? It's been like 3 years.
Yes, if you can do me just one favor, Nicole.
I'm not privy to asking people favors when you won't even use the real name.
Ooh.
You're very much right. Just one favor, Rocky Hole.
That was so close.
I mean, as we have reviewed canonically on this podcast before, I am a time traveler, and you are my great grandfather.
But what are you asking for?
Well, since you're my great grandfather, can you say to me, "Go get him, Tiger"?
Sure. Go get him, Tiger.
I'll go get the fat ass for you. Just one second. Hey, everybody, what's up?
Hey, Brian. We were supposed to start podcasting about 8 minutes ago. Where'd you go?
I was just having a little Cadbury mini egg.
Okay.
Cadbury mini egg.
Not even a good full-size one? Brian, disappointed. I'm disappointed.
I like that matte finish on the candy shell. Take it. What do you want from me?
Can't believe I had to hide under the desk for you to eat a fucking mini egg. It's not even a good egg. God damn it.
Why were you hiding under your desk?
I was trying to hide from Duckett Sequoia. Didn't work.
Easter Sequoia? He seems much more laid back than Duckett Sequoia.
He's the same dude.
Same dude.
He told me his name was Easter Sequoia.
Why would you believe that?
He said it was a family name.
All right.
Crimes. The crimes I'm going to commit.
So in this scenario, you met a man that looks identical to Duckett Sequoia, who introduced himself as Easter Sequoia. And you not only believed him, but you let him into your home? Is that where we're at?
That's exactly what happened.
Brian, I know you're going through a lot, but you got to be more careful, dude. Like, just ask a few extra questions. That's all I'm saying.
Rocky, sometimes, especially on Easter, you just want to watch the world burn.
Okay. All right, man. That's your business.
On Easter? But it's like the second best candy time.
The second best candy time? I feel like it's at least the third best candy time.
That depends on how much you enjoy jelly beans. Let me tell you what I do for Easter.
Oh, jeez.
I crack my knuckles.
No.
I go to the grocery store.
Oh, no. Oh, fuck me.
One of every single bag of jelly beans. One of every type.
Damn it.
And I eat them all. I am on my second to last bag right now.
I really thought this was going to that darker place that we went so many years ago on this show. Rocky, do you remember the jelly bean omelet?
Oh, yeah, no. I only had to do that once. I think I figured the way to do it correctly.
Okay.
I'm not going to give it a try again, though. Not yet. I'm not brave enough. This year, I just ate the jelly beans. They're delicious, by the way. The Sour Patch jelly beans are not very good. Even, if you like Sour Patch candies, the jelly beans themselves are not very good. It's just, the gummy part of the candy without, the sour crystals on them. They try to, infuse the sour flavor, and it does not work.
No. Yeah, I can see that.
My goodness.
Can you believe I don't have diabetes? I'm not even, in a realm where I have to be worried about having diabetes. Isn't that wild?
It's nice, Teeks.
Can you imagine if I'd had diabetes? I would be dead. I'd be so dead. There's no way.
You'd be at least missing a foot. Maybe you'd have a bionic foot. That could be cool.
Ooh, bionic foot.
Jesus Christ.
Brian, would you still be my friend if I was part robot?
Yeah, Tegan, damn.
Okay, cool. I mean specifically part robot.
Yeah, no, I got you covered.
Hey! Okay, I will remember this when the AI robot uprising happens and my bionic foot takes over my entire body.
Oh my gosh, okay. I'm not sure that's how that works, but...
Okay, all right. Not all machines are robots, Tegan. Not all machines are robots.
I mean, that's fair, but I would absolutely install Bluetooth and stuff in my foot.
Okay, but would you install iOS or Windows?
Android. It'd be Android.
Android on your foot?
Yeah, Android's got better names. They're named shit like Jelly Bean. Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
It's thematically appropriate.
Fair enough, Teeks. So what have you been up to, Teeks? I missed a week or something, I think.
Yeah, I played a video game. I played exactly one video game.
Sure.
And I didn't even play it, actually.
So you didn't play a video game?
No, I played a video game. I just had two different voices while I was playing it.
Okay.
We did the Master Trials in Breath of the Wild. For real this time.
For real this time.
Yeah, and we finished them all.
All right.
Yay! So now we're all done with the Master Trials, and we have a fully powered up Master Sword. And Fee talked to us. Very cool. Love that. For us, for me.
Do you think you'll get a special Fee cutscene or a special voice line in Tears of the Kingdom because you finished the Master Trials first?
I hope so. That would be super fun. I would be thrilled. I hope they tell us something about Fee, because, like, why else would Skyward Sword have come out in the in-between, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like, they gotta be reminding us that, like, hey, there is a spirit in this sword. Just so you know, it's there. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. And now we're just gonna finish up the DLC stuff. Hopefully in time to finish it before Burning Shores comes out. The Horizon expansion.
Okay.
Which I'm only a little excited about. I'm behaving a normal amount for someone who's looking forward to DLC. Yeah.
Okay. So you're not saying that like you're super duper crazy excited for it?
No, I'm behaving a totally normal amount.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
And I want that to be as believable as possible.
Okay. What if I told you I don't believe you?
Yeah, you'd be right. I'm very excited about it. I'm super excited about it. I started going back through Forbidden West just to like refamiliarize myself with the controls and finish like powering up all of my armor and stuff. And I do want to say the big guys are still the worst. I'm still so bad at them. I think I'm gonna have to finish upgrading all of my bows and then go back to get some of those like Thunderjaw hearts and stuff, because I'm not doing very well right now, frankly, on getting everything upgraded. But we'll get there. You know, it'll be fine. And at least I can fast travel in that game, so...
I mean, you can fast travel in Breath of the Wild,
No, I
Tegan.
can't. It's illegal, because I said so.
All right.
Leo said hello. He said, I don't like it. I like it when Mom plays Breath of the Wild and not when Mom plays Horizon Zero Dawn, because I am a lot more mobile while playing Horizon. I do a lot more leaning and a lot more yelling at the screen because I do something stupid.
Fair enough.
Oh well. Oh well. I'll have it sorted eventually.
I want to believe.
Yeah, but we should be we'll be well equipped and well stocked before I start the DLC, so that's nice at least. Yeah.
So, when are you aiming to like wrap up Breath of the Wild? Like the day before Tears of the Kingdom, or?
I'd like to have Breath of the Wild done ideally before Burning Shores comes out.
That's like 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks from now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks from now. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do all of the DLC. I think I should be able to do it if I like push myself. But if not, I definitely want to have it finished like the week that Breath of the Wild or that Tears of the Kingdom comes out, so that we can jump right from one into the other.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
And once Tears of the Kingdom comes out, I will be playing the whole time. I took the day it comes out off, and I took the Monday after off, and I plan on streaming both those days for as long as I can stand it.
Word. I think I'm going to try to do one of those tomorrow. I still have the day off, and I've been neglecting Octopath Traveler 2 a bit, so I might just sit down and do a really big stream. Yeah,
that'd be fun Monday. Are you going to stream like regular time, you think, or just like all day?
Like, I'm going to see if I can do like a big stream. I'm going to try to aim for like 12 hours.
Oh, geez.
I think I can do that. Like, I'm pretty sure I can do 10 if I plan for it, but I think I can push all the way to 12.
Ooh, well, at this point, Everyone will have known whether or not that happened.
True enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can call me a filthy liar on all the social medias. I get it. It's fair.
I would never do that to your face on social media.
Yeah, try not to come at Rocky too hard, okay? Like,
I mean, if you're going to come at me, just come correct, you know?
And also come with sushi in case you are thoroughly schooled.
Yeah, right? Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure about the notion of standby sushi.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, because like let's say it takes a while for somebody to fuck up, right? Like,
Sure.
they got some wind up before that pitch, and then they get got. So now what we've got is like droopy old sushi.
I mean, you can start with sushi that like keeps out of the fridge, you know? Your naughty sushi is that and that kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
Your stuff with tofu, your stuff that doesn't have any, that's just like fresh vegetables. That kind of stuff. And then you just have all your ingredients ready to go, but like maybe chilled on some ice or something. And then you can make it fresh when needed.
Also, one of the reasons I chose sushi is because like sushi really can't be like prepared in advance. Like I don't want someone to plan to be a habitual line stepper and then like have an apology ready to go. And like if you try to do that with sushi, it's noticeable. That's kind of the point, you know. Like
I have a sushi place on speed dial. Like, is that acceptable or is that?
Well, no, like that's fine because you know, like the act of apologizing is still prescient, even if you have to do it on the spot.
Gotcha. Okay, so come with your sushi place on speed dial.
Yeah, of course. And I've been playing some video games. Turns out some better than others, I suppose, but like all of them seem pretty good, to be honest. Except for League of Legends. Fuck League of Legends, man.
What's wrong with League of Legends other than the usual?
Well, like, no, okay, so here's the thing. I've been moving my way through these misanthropes, right? Like, you know, people who are just like, oh man, I died in the first 3 minutes and it's everyone else's fault. I'm going to run it down and just like suicide for the rest of this game so my team loses. Or, hey, you didn't give me the thing that I wanted exactly how I wanted it when I asked for it. So fuck you and all of your friends and good luck winning this game without me. And they disconnect. You know, all those people, like, I've been playing through those people and it's fine. But like I've reached the plateau that I hit before. I think a little lower. I think I've made it to like 60 LP Silver 2. Now I've been kind of like at the bottom of Silver 2 for the past like week and a half, like 10 days. I'll like win 2 games, then I'll lose 2 games. And it's like back to back. Like I'll lose 2 games and then get demoted to like Silver 3, 75 LP. And then I'll just win them back to back again and then end up Silver 220. And I've just been doing that dance for the past like 2 weeks. So this is starting to tell me that this is where my ceiling is. I am not good enough to move past this place. So I got to do some research, which is annoying, but that's fine. I'll sit down. I don't know if it's like one easy trick or if there's something I'm missing in like mid game. I got to watch a bunch of footage to see if there's shit that I'm missing in games that I should have won that I didn't. Or, you know, if it's just my team and like I'm just not getting the right teammates, but I can't bet on having the right teammates, you know? Like, that's not how you climb. But yeah, that sucks. But that's going on. I played an exceptional video game about a week ago, which was publicized by an April Fool's Day joke, the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, great from start to finish. It's some people are saying that it's a top Sonic game, and I get that. It's a visual novel with mini games, which is honestly my favorite kind of visual novel. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you play as a character that you get to name at Amy's birthday party, which is a murder mystery party on a train. And Sonic is murdered first as part of the murder mystery party, and then sort of not, it turns out. And there's a great second act twist. There's a confrontation with evil, rising to the occasion on behalf of your friends. And I did it all in about 3.5 hours. It was a good time. I recommend it to anyone, honestly, even if you've never played a video game before.
Well, that's a bold statement.
Well, you know me.
Okay.
Also, as a small bonus to our patrons, if you look at the show notes for this week's episode, you'll see that I have linked a Twitter thread where the head creative director on the game who worked with Sega to make the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog real, did a quick retrospective of their thoughts and their journey and thank yous of the people that were involved. So if you want to know more about this good little video game, those people are featured in that thread.
That is excellent.
Another good video game that I've been playing, which I've been looking forward to for the past like 18 months. Terra Nil recently came out. For people who don't know, Terra Nil is what we're calling right now a reverse city builder, as opposed to like just being on a map and building buildings and, you know, finishing it off that way. You come in with a very specific goal where you enter a planet, which is presumably Earth, and you are confronted with desolate wasteland, and your job is to restore the wasteland into biomes with like fauna and flora and everything. And, you know, you do things like, you know, purify the land and like plant trees and create water systems, but also do things like controlled burns or like, you know, introducing pollination into like different biomes to create certain spaces. And at the end of every map, you clean up after yourself rather than leave all the machines that you made to try to perpetually continue the environment. You actually recycle all the components that you use to build the things that you made so that the environment itself can hopefully be self-sufficient. It's very cool, very zen. I played a little bit of it on stream last week. I played a little bit of it since, and I'm looking forward to playing more and maybe sharing it with a couple people on Twitch.
Fun to watch. It's like satisfying. And I think some of the same ways that unpacking was satisfying for me. You know?
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good game.
Another game that isn't quite out yet, but I'm actually looking forward to, that's kind of in a similar vein, is Cook Serve Forever. Cook Serve Forever is a entry into the Cook Serve Delicious like franchise. There's 3 of those games already available in other places, mostly on Steam, if I remember correctly. And in those games, it's basically like a kitchen management sim where you start with some like lowly restaurant, basically hole in the wall, middle of nowhere, maybe embedded in some building or something. I think one of them you work entirely off of a food truck, and then you run your kitchen, you control your menu, you build up your restaurant, and you like progress through like the game or whatever. I've seen those, and while I don't really bite to their like particular like brand of humor, I'm interested in Cook Serve Forever because it seems to be taking a different direction rather than kind of just making like a wacky world that you're interacting with as like a restaurateur. It's much more character driven. The protagonist has a name, they appear to have an arc, and they have a very like palpable goal that like they still want to be like the best restaurant in the world or whatever, but like you get to follow this person and the people that they interact with, and it looks like it's kind of like RPG, like visual novel-esque, where like you have this character development alongside the gameplay. And I'm looking forward to that. It's going into early access in about a month, and I've been watching it like fervently. I might pick up the latest Cook Serve Delicious 3, because I think that might be the latest iteration of the gameplay. But I mostly would be doing that just kind of like to get a bit more of a feel for what I have to look forward to in Cook Serve Forever.
You know, I don't remember enough mechanically about how this series works.
Okay.
But I do I do miss the idea of like a game where I'm like futzing with food as like a central mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember we had a lot of fun with Battle Chef Brigade.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
And well, I don't think it's going to be the same thing. I think it has like a similar like vibe of like experimentation, but also really appreciating like the asset that is good looking food on screen, and like that being something that you make as a result of your gameplay.
Yeah.
So I think that might be cool. So I'm paying attention to it. It might flop. It might be terrible. I've been wrong about stuff before, but like this is something that has piqued my interest, and I'm going to explore it to its natural conclusion.
Yeah. Cool. Well, definitely keep us updated.
And speaking of updates, I know we've been talking about Evo for a little bit, especially since Endeavor, which is a company that is run by Pokimane, sort of, not really, but she's on their board, and they work together with Sony to purchase the rights to the tournament outright. and probably the first in-person event that has happened since that purchase happened over the past like week or so, well, a couple weeks at this point, whenever this comes out, which is Evo Japan 2023. And it turns out Evo Japan 2023 sucked. Like, it was poorly run, and players had all sorts of issues with it. Like things like where you had a 20-man pool where everyone's supposed to play 2 games to like move on through the tournament, and there's one setup for that group of 20 people instead of like 5 or 6 like that are normally at Evo or other large tournaments like this. And to exacerbate that issue, they only have one tournament officiant between 2 pools at a time. They're really adopting the GameStop theory here.
Oh dear.
There was like a whole bunch of top players that were complaining about things like, like main screen monitors having trouble with lag, like Arzen Ash, who's a Tekken champ, Rang Chu in the same game. Jonathan Tene was saying that the tournament was horrible in almost every way. And he really hopes that whoever was behind it understands how bad the venue, the scheduling, the stream queue, and only having one setup per pool all were. And there are just dozens of players who went to vent about this particular tournament on Twitter. And a bigger problem is that it's not just like Evo, it's Evo Japan. And it's like, it's a bunch of people who have to fly out to Japan in the middle of the pandemic, dropping a couple grand just to show up at this tournament. And then they can't even run their shit. And it's like, bro, what are you guys talking about? It was so embarrassing that like Evo itself had to actively comment saying, hey, we know that like we fucked up and we're going to do the research to see if it gets better. And I hope they do. I hope this isn't just lip service, especially since like Evo has changed hands. And don't get me wrong, Evo changed hands for very good reasons. Like Mr. Wiz couldn't be in charge anymore after it was, made public that he was a groomer and a pedophile. And Sony is interested in having Evo the same way that they were in 2013 when they talked them into using PS3s on every setup instead of, anything else. But like, as far as like in-person events have been going over the past couple of years, like you really have to, really provide a great experience for people to justify going out, even if it is like a huge international event with a history like Evo. And I don't want Sony to fucking kill Evo. So get your shit together.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Evo is in a weird space, but somehow it's in a less weird space than E3 or even PAX. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because Evo has just been so consistent and single-minded of purpose that, like, where with E3 we might be asking ourselves the question, why? And more with Evo, we're asking ourselves the question, how? Like, it just like
Evo's thing feels more like growing pains, I think.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, I mean, I think Evo still has a purpose, and I think it is useful, especially since, like, the big devs use it for marketing anyways. Like, I mean, it's a big tournament, and, like, there's big money in the tournament, except for, like, Smash, which is, like, a running joke. Like, Smash tried to offer, like, a controller for second place at, like, a 2,000-person tournament, and that's insane. But, like, people eat off of Evo. Like, they'll show up, if they win Evo, they get 6 figures, they pay all their people, and, like, they live off of that until the next big tournament. That happens. But also, like, Capcom, ArcSys, Bandai Namco will, like, do content reveals at Evo to feed into that hype cycle. They'll do it before the big finals. It's a whole thing. And, like, with Street Fighter 6 coming out, Capcom needs Evo, to be honest. Like, there's no way around that. So that's why, like, it's important for them to not fuck this up. And there are a handful of good reasons for them to fuck this up, obviously. Like, there's new people running the tournaments, like, especially with Evo Japan 2023. There has been a team that's been running Evo Japan since 2019, and Endeavor decided to not renew with them and go with new people, and these are the results. Evo is obviously in new hands, but in trustworthy hands. I believe Rick Bejato is the one that's, like, doing Evo now, and he's been doing a Combo Breaker for years, so this is just a step up for him. And honestly, I'm not worried about, like, Evo proper in, like, July, August, or whatever. I'm assuming that will be fine, unless there is some particular fuckery that has to do with, like, Endeavor or something further up the chain. I do think that it would not surprise people outside looking in if Evo turns out to flop and then no one wants to go to Evo ever again the same way that people have been pulling out of E3. that would be legitimately terrible. It's a future that I'd like to avoid.
Right, because if they don't have Evo, where do they go? Like, what is the replacement?
Like, I mean, there are other summer tournaments, to be honest. CEO is, or Community Effort Orlando is a big tournament that happens, in Orlando. And it is sort of like a companion piece to Evo. Like, they don't do the same weekends. And I guess, like, maybe CEO could take over that week. But Community Effort Orlando is more of a different vibe. Like, that's where you get, like, the kind of, like, community-based shenanigans that, like, you see where, like, you have players doing, like, walk-ins, like, their wrestling promos and shit. Or like, you get, like, players on the main stage ripping off their shirt in grand finals to show how hyped they are or whatever. Stuff like that. Like, that doesn't really happen at Evo anymore, except for, like, well, I think Punko did it in, like, mid-10s, but since then, I don't know. I would be interested if, like, Evo did die, if, like, another tournament took its place, like Red Bull Kumite. Like, I think they have the funding and, like, the understanding of the audience that they could try to put on something that big. But Kumite, again, is an invitational tournament, and it's a lot more controlled as opposed to, like, the huge convention-like event that, like, Evo actually is. But, again, I'd rather just keep Evo, if that's cool with everybody. Just saying.
But isn't Evo bad? And it smells bad, and it's filled with predators?
Well, to be honest, Brian, while Evo does have that particular issue, I feel like any large gathering of people that's in a semi-professional environment also has it. But Evo is better at telling on themselves, which isn't great, to be honest. And that does need to be fixed. But I'm not sure if that's an Evo problem specifically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of anime conventions that are just straight up run by pedophiles. So,
right.
Oh.
And we talked about what happened at PAX. Like,
yeah,
it's not a unique problem.
Just because I'm acting, angry doesn't mean I'm not, like, filled with inhuman levels of disgust. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I think one of the things that happens with these types of conventions with, like, video games and, like, even, like, the video game industry, there are, like, pockets of it that aren't as, like, rigorously controlled, that aren't, like, fiercely, like, regulated or, like, audited in the way that, like, other things are. And that, allows, like, spaces for these types of people to proliferate. And I think that's the real problem. Like, I mean, sure, I think there are, like, business conventions where, like, these issues are still, like, present, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't hear about this type of stuff from, like, accountant, like, conventions or, like, even, like, general tech conventions as much. And I think it's because, like, everything has to be accounted for a bit more rigorously. And I don't know the ins and outs of that. I'm not a tax guy, but I've seen the type of shit that they do at, like, more professional events as opposed to these.
What can the game industry in general do? And I feel like this is worth saying based on, like, the thing that came out of, like, GDC and some of the recent concerns around PAX. Like, what can the game industry do to make conventions in general safer?
I don't have a better way to say this at the moment, but surveil them better.
Okay.
Know where the comings and goings of people are, restrict access in places where you're not supposed to be, make sure that the people in power are held accountable because they're going to be audited no matter what. Because, like, there's definitely a guy at Evo who knows that he can get certain people backstage, and if he gets a cute girl back there and, like, no one's going to ask him what they're doing there, he can kind of do what he wants, and that's not what we need. You know what I mean? Or, like, pool parties where, like, no one really checks ID when someone walks in, and there's 14-year-olds mingling around with, like, 20-somethings who are drunk out of their mind and shit, who could just pump drinks into people. Like, that shit happens way too often, and it's because, like, no one's asking questions.
Well, then let's hope that the right people start asking some more questions, because I would like for these spaces to be routinely accessible to a wider cross section of players. I got nothing. I wish I had a better suggestion at this time, but, like, it feels like so many of the problems faced by these events are based on event organizers feeling like this kind of behavior is part of their value proposition. And I know that's a little harsh, but like, come to Evo, play fighting games, do evil shit seems like a thing. Like, tacitly winked at. Just, I don't know. What else is going on? Now that yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a video game that I've been playing the shit out of, Slice and Dice. I've talked about it before.
Yep.
It's getting a big update soon to just add more busted shit, which is cool. I think like Slice and Dice is one of those games I'm very happy about being busted in because it's a roguelite, so it doesn't like last over long. So I get like tired of like the novelty of being strong. But more importantly, becoming strong in Slice and Dice is much more a function of player choice rather than like the devs handing you like everything, if that makes sense. Slice and Dice is a dice-based roguelite game that is dungeon crawler. There are several modes that you can play it in. I've linked it in the show doc for our patrons. It is available on the Android store, which you can buy outright or you can play for free with ads up to like, I think like 10 fights in like the progression, or you can go to itch.io and search Slice and Dice, and you can buy the APK that you can just load into your Android phone or just play on your PC. The only thing is that they don't really talk to each other, like so you don't get cross progression. I play a lot more on mobile than I do on my PC, and I've been playing a shit ton of it on my phone. I've finally unlocked all of like the variations of the heroes. There was one that I was missing for a long time, which is an orange hero, which are usually like your rogues, your rangers and shit. There was one challenge, an achievement that I needed to get to unlock the last character, which is called Chaos. And to achieve Chaos, you needed to use a dice side with 5 keywords attached to it. There isn't a single die in the game that has 5 keywords outright. And basically I had to play around with like various like class combinations so I could kind of like piggyback them onto a single character. And it took some doing, but I got it done. And apparently there are 100 different like class types in the game that you can mess around with. And you just get them organically by repeatedly playing the game. Same way with like the unlockable items. And there are a lot of like ways that you can continue like just messing around and find some combination that leads you to like one turn wins that make you feel unstoppable, and then you get to the end of it and then you could start over and whatnot. It's very cool. I'm having a ton of fun. I think it's one of the games I've put maybe the most time into this year. It's a shame it can't be part of the Game of the Year conversation since it came out 3 years ago, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm just still stuck on the idea of like, I'm sorry, I keep on circling back to like safer places in gaming, and I want to throw something open to our listeners. I'd love to hear their feedback. This is a place where I'm openly, I am soliciting your thoughts, listeners. I want to hear like, what do you think makes a safer place in gaming? And so we can discuss some of your answers on our next episode. How about that? I'm pushing for engagement, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Sure. All right, Brian, you're up.
Sony's going to make a dumb box, which is going to blow up in their face.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So Sony is pursuing making a handheld again, but don't get your hopes up. Apparently internally dubbed Q-Lite or Project Q-Lite, it is a piece of hardware that requires ownership of a PlayStation 5 to work. Because will the Q-Lite have its own independent line of software? Of course not. They are contingent upon the user having stable enough internet to be able to remote play their PS5 all the damn time on this thing.
Okay, so it's kind of like how the VR headset is working.
Yeah.
PlayStation VR requires a PlayStation system to run that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But handheld.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So
I just want to make sure we're setting expectations with other products that Sony is currently like supporting.
So, like, I think the thing here is, like, so Sony has realized, like, oh, hey, we've reached a point now with, like, budgets and so on that it is simply cost prohibitive to try and maintain a second separate software lineup. You know, like, okay, here's the PlayStation lineup and here's the, Vita 2 lineup or whatever. That, like, a second software lineup is, like, cost prohibitive. But I don't, here's the part I get to sound grumpy. I don't believe it has to be that way, friends. I don't believe it has to be that way. Like the PSP was a gigantic hit, and Sony successfully maintained two software lines during the life cycle of the PSP. Like, or is it naive of me to, like, even consider, like, a world before AAA budgets had spiraled out of control? But I think this is going to get a mud hole stomped in it by the Switch and the Steam Deck, because this is going to require, like, the type of quality internet connection just to work that, like, with the courtesy of American internet, they cannot guarantee to all of their users in their largest market. Like, there are going to be plenty of people who are going to buy this thing and then get it home and then be routinely disappointed because they're like, oh no, the screen's all weird. And it's like, well, the screen's all weird because of, like, missing data or bad signals. Like, I can just see this thing being, like, a huge point of frustration. I don't know, like, but do y'all think that, like, a streaming only device which attempts to access your PS5 catalog for purposes of remote play is a good idea or a bad idea?
I don't know. It just seems like a step backwards. Like, it's worse than xCloud, because xCloud, you didn't have to buy a device for it. You still had to use the same technology.
Right. Tegan?
I think it's good that they're trying again, but I don't think they're putting in the right amount of effort, if that makes sense. Like, this feels like something that they think is going to be, like, an easy win and an easy sell, but it's definitely not going to be. You know?
Okay.
I look forward to the Q Lite bolstering Playdate sales, honestly.
Oh my
Jesus.
God, honestly.
All right, well, somebody news me. News me hard. News me.
Teeks, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. In the continuing saga of multi-million-dollar companies not crediting people appropriately, the Super Mario Brothers movie that just came out, put on by Illumination and Universal Pictures and Nintendo, does not credit the creators of the DK rap, like either of them. Neither Grant Kirkhope or George Andreas are credited for writing the song, even though they've both said, like, yeah, we kind of made it, and it was, like, as a goof. We weren't trying to write a serious rap, but then it stayed in and has become, like, a cultural sort of staple of the DK universe, and we were kind of looking forward to, since it's in the movie, being in the credits as the people who wrote the song, and we sure aren't. And that sucks.
I mean, God, I know it's, like, the real answer is that it's because it's an oversight that, like, Nintendo won't deign to care about, but it's just like, how hard is this?
It's super not hard, though.
Yeah.
And, like, you'd think a studio... I'm thinking more like this is on Illumination and Universal's end than Nintendo's end specifically.
Fair.
Because Nintendo, like, they are credited in the Donkey Kong games, but not doing it in the movie, especially when, like, you're an industry that is chronically, like, yelling about, like, you have a very vocal base of people saying credit your artists, and then you're not crediting the artists. That just sucks. That was a big sigh.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking about how large scale animation and large scale CG work has turned into the same kind of, like, oppressive environment that we expect from the games industry. So that, like, it's a bad feeling.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, but it also, like, it doesn't have to be that way. We just have to simply not let them get away with it.
So I mean, I don't know. What do Kirk Hope and Andreas do? Like, is this worth suing over? Like, should they get like royalties or something from this? Well, maybe not. Like, I don't know. I don't know where like the ownership of like the DK rap really lies. I feel like if this was something they could sue over, they probably would have started that by now.
Mm-hmm. I think they should have at least been credited, like as the original writers of the song. And they did have, I think they have Seth Rogen who's playing DK. Like, I'm pretty sure he's the one who sings it in the movie. So like, which is also not great.
Yeah.
But like other people who have written songs that are then reused in the thing get credited. They just credited the DK rap as from Donkey Kong 64. Which is like the most half-assed credit I think they could have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when the creators are like active on social media platforms. You know, it really feels like there was no excuse not to do the right thing and like get the correct credit for it. You know? Yeah. It was an easy thing that they could have done. And they didn't do it, and that sucks.
Yeah. Well, I have one small Nintendo story.
Okay.
What else are they doing?
Apparently.
Allegedly.
Nintendo has finally gotten around to making Switch Joy-Con repair free indefinitely in the UK. Just to put it into context, Nintendo's been repairing Joy-Cons for free in other countries. They just haven't gotten around to offering it to the UK, but now that's squared away.
Good.
They were asking Nintendo to offer free repairs and be transparent about the controller's limited lifespan. But back then, or rather before this, they were actually saying that Nintendo would not repair the Joy-Cons for free if the drift was brought on by third-party accessories or accidental damage. And it would charge customers if they were modded. So I don't know. Maybe they thought the UK had a modding problem, but at this point, all's finally fair in the UK. So for anyone out there, if you've been holding back on trying to get your Switch Joy-Cons looked at, you can just send them in. I mean, you'll be without them for a while. I think that takes about 4 to 6 weeks, but they won't charge you and they'll just send them right back good as new.
Okay. So on one hand, this seems good, but there's another hand, Rocky, which is fix the fucking Joy-Cons.
Right.
Like they have continued to like push out these like substantially substandard products because like they're like, okay, like what's the minimum amount we can do each time to like weather the negative press caused by these devices, and that's always however much they do. And so like they continue to sell these like, you know, substandard like controllers. And like, I mean, like the Joy-Con is like the reason that like don't ever depend on like your Switch Lite being a thing that you'll have for a long time, because like the Joy-Con, like the thumbsticks are going to get fucked up. And because it's like a single unibody construction, it's not like you just go like swap out sticks easily. I hope that like whatever their next, you know, box is, it comes with like I hope we get new controllers at some point, like in the relatively near future, because like the Switch was just suck. Okay, suck.
Fair enough.
Everyone, Joy-Con problems, but it really does seem like it's everyone but me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Teague should do like an explainer on how she uses her Joy-Cons. I had like one set of Joy-Cons like go to drift, but it was only the one, and I got those repaired pretty quickly. But to be fair, shortly after I got a Pro controller, and I've been using that more often than not.
It's fair.
And you know, Pro controller doesn't have that issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I shouldn't have to buy like a $70 controller just to experience basic functionality.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay. All right, everybody. So Nintendo's lazy. Gaming conventions are unsafe. And Sony is fixing to lose a whole bunch of money on a handheld that's not going to quite work right. There you go. Here you go. There you go. What?
Hey.
What?
Nothing.
I feel like this is a reasonable perspective on all of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. So everyone, I suppose this has been a podcast. It's called Impossible Coin. We do it every couple of weeks. And, if you want to tell people about it, I mean, if you're already here, you have it. But if you want to let people know where they can find it, you find it where podcasts are found. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and not SoundCloud. In fact, fuck SoundCloud.
Fuck SoundCloud, yeah.
There's music in the beginning and the end of this podcast, and it was produced by our friend Big Sach. You can find his work at soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ, or at his Bandcamp link, which I believe is betweenrooms.bandcamp.com. Also, support Bandcamp United. They're trying to unionize, and they're fighting Epic Games about it. So we'll see how that goes.
They win.
I hope so, right? That'd be sick. Our logo was designed by the illustrious Laura Moran. She's actually a very professional artist. She's way too good for us, but we thank our lucky stars every day that we got that logo from her.
Is she literally illustrious?
I hope so.
Okay.
But if you want to support her, you can find her on Twitter at Laura Moran. She also has a Patreon, so check that out. And if you did not know, the Impossible Coin podcast does have a Patreon at patreon.com/Impossible Coin podcast, where you can get our artisanal show notes, our bespoke watch-alongs, and our audio essays about things that we care about. We actually have a new anime episode that should be queuing up soon. You should have gotten our watch-along of the Super Mario Bros. 1993 movie, I believe, last week.
Yeah, the original cut.
Yeah, like a director's cut and everything.
Yeah.
You can listen to me have an utterly delightful time, and Brian suffer.
Yeah, Brian really did.
Brian suffered the entire time.
But he did it for you.
Yeah, it's true.
And, if you want to talk to us about anything, the state of conventions, Nintendo's laziness, or, just the Super Mario movie 1993 or 2023, you can find us on social media. Rocky Hardy, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Brian is on Twitter. As long as it continues to survive, maybe he'll get on Substack. Who knows? And Tegan is on Tumblr. It's all Impossible Coin.
I'm sure not getting on fucking Spoutable. Jesus.
What is Spoutable?
A suggested Twitter replacement that doesn't work well.
Oh my god. One day we're going to have to do a roundup of all the Twitter replacement options, just to these are all the stupid names people are coming up with.
I'm just waiting for Substack to turn out to be a milkshake duck. I'm giving it a week, honestly.
What is a milkshake duck?
Okay, so let's say you see a duck on the internet, right? And you're like, that's a cute duck.
Yeah.
And then the duck reveals itself to be racist.
Oh.
And so milkshake duck is a shorthand for an internet thing that gains fandom and virality because people like it, and then they look at it just a little bit more and they find out that it's actually terrible.
Oh.
One of the great examples of milkshake ducking in internet history is Ken Bone. But I'm actually I'm going to go on a limb here.
Okay.
I'm going to go on a limb here. Ken Bone, was he that bad? I'm not here to say it. I'm not here to condemn Ken Bone. Guy had some fetishes. People came for him because of his fetishes. Come on. As near as I could tell, he was just a guy who wanted to know what was going on in the election, who happened to like some stuff that he was not using a burner to explore.
Bodied.
Yeah. Don't kink shame people. Don't kink shame.
But yeah. Also, if you're here, you probably know that we are also on Twitch. You can find us at twitch.tv/Impossible Coin. We're there a few times a week. I've been playing Octopath Traveler on Mondays. Tegan is wrapping up Breath of the Wild, but maybe getting into the Horizon Zero or Horizon Forbidden West DLC soon on Tuesdays. And I've been playing Terra Nil on Wednesdays, and if I haven't finished that, I'm sure I'll be playing something else. And we play Splatoon on Saturdays as we continue to try to get better. At Splatoon 3, I'm kind of nice right now. We'll see how much better we can get.
I am scraping a ceiling and suffering every week and complaining about it too.
You gotta watch your tapes.
I'll figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I can't watch myself. Are you kidding? I can't figure out what's wrong while I'm doing it. Why do you think I'm gonna figure out what's wrong when I'm not doing it?
Well, because you will be doing less things. You won't have the controllers in your hand.
You make good points.
I know this as a former athlete. That's what I'm going to call myself, Rocky Hardy, former athlete.
Suffer of a career-ending injury.
I took an arrow in the knee.
Can we call you Rocky Hardy intramural athlete?
I wasn't actually intramural. I didn't do college sports. Okay. Well, I mean, I played football in college, but like not for the school, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Then can we call you Rocky Hardy beer league member?
God, I wish I was in a beer league. Can I be like? I'm gonna start a fighting. Wait. Oh fuck! I was thinking I could start like a fighting game weekly that's a beer league, and maybe I shouldn't. I just thought about it for like a second, and like maybe I shouldn't.
You let that thought marinate exactly 2 more seconds, and you were like, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm here to encourage. I'm the Kermit in the Hood. I'm Hood Kermit. Like I want you to start a beer league for fighting games.
Well, like, Brian, I think that could be sick, but, you know, if everyone's beer leaguing or whatever and someone sneaks in an underage girl, that's on me now, and I don't want that. And, like, if I'm prescient enough, I could figure that out, but I don't want to fuck that up so quick. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I have faith in you to do 2 things. Number one, I have faith in you to create a system of automated safeguards that will help function as additional guardrails in the events that somebody's beer leaguing too hard. Meaning that I think that you can create safeguards against like uninvited attendees interloping into the event. Thing 2, I think that Rocky is a good judge of character and is not going to let anybody get into beer league who would be the type of person who would act like a piece of shit if they're just exposed socially to a young woman.
It would be great to run a beer league, and there's like, hey, man, I'm bringing my friend Jonesy. And I talk to Jonesy. It's like, man, fuck Jonesy. He's a piece of shit. And then, like, he just doesn't show up at my tournament. That could feel good. I could be interested in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
Oh, now I got to go watch Jonesy.
I got to go watch Jonesy. Jonesy's hitting up a girl that I've never seen before. Give me a second. I just got to make sure.
How about I take you out for a nice bowl of ramen?
See, and this is why you just gotta hire a narc.
Yeah, right. Teeks, what's the going narc rate? Do you know?
Oh, but when I find a rate that appeases me, I will let you know.
Good to know.
How about I take you out for a nice bowl of udon noodles?
Oh my god, no.
Let's go get some dim sum. What are we doing? All right, Brent, I think we gotta get out of here.
How about I take you out for a nice bowl of those chicken wings that are covered in the honey habanero sauce?
Yeah, that's it. Bye.
Thank you for podcasting.
Peace, you tit fucker.
It's official.